This is a two-part AITAH. AITAH number 1. The first part. I have been with my wife for 10 years now. 7 of it was dating, 1 of it was engagement, and the final 2 of it was marriage. We also had a baby in year 10. The baby is less than a year old. I met her when I moved out of state for my first job post-college. From the very beginning, I told her I had zero interest in staying in the state because I hate the climate and it's 4 hours away from my family. I was born in Europe. I come from a different culture than the American culture here. Family comes first, and that includes all family. I moved to this other state with a goal of being here 2 to 3 years max. I am now on year 10. Throughout our entire relationship, we discussed moving back to my home state to be closer to my family, since we live close to hers and she hates her family. Every single year, the plan was to move to the other state within a few years. So for clarity, year 1 the plan was to move in a few years. Year 3 the plan was to move in a few years. Year 7 the plan was to move in a few years. Around year 7, we started delaying for understandable reasons. She went back to school for her PhD, so that added a couple years. I entered the marriage at year 8 under the pretense that we'll leave here soon. A few months ago at year 10, she just extended it by another 5 years so that she could get student loan forgiveness. Again, understandable reason. This past weekend, she said it will be at least 10 years because she wants to stay here to achieve her goals related to competing horses. So I entered this engagement, marriage, and parenthood under the assumption that we are almost out of the state. Now, she dropped 2 major anchors where she knows I can't leave now, ever. I am a great father and will always stay close to my baby no matter what the outcome is between me and my wife. She flipped the script after 10 years of promising one thing and is saying it's misogynist to not accept that her goals have changed. My goals have always been rooted in values that have not changed since I was a teenager. My values, virtues, convictions are very stable and do not falter. Hers change with the wind, clearly. Now, because of this decision, my now aging parents are going to have a limited relationship with their only grandchild. Also, we can stay in this state near her family who she hates, her words, not mine, and so she can compete in horses. I am absolutely livid, and I feel betrayed. AITAH for feeling this way. She's trying to convince me that I am the problem for not allowing her to pursue her goals, when we have had completely different conversations until this year. AITAH number 2. My wife has always had this thing that I considered to be pretty messed up, but it happens so seldomly that I never really put much weight in it. She believes that a relationship should have no secrets. I believe that anything shared with your spouse should be held in absolute privacy, with the only exception being if you wanted to talk things out with a trusted individual, close friend, close family member, to get their feedback. That is okay. Your marital issues, insecurities, personal problems should never be brought out in a public setting or without those conditions I described above. This past weekend, her elderly aunt, who we rarely ever see, seen her maybe 3 times over 10 years because she has a different relationship with family than I do, stayed with us. I overheard my wife talking about me in a negative light regarding the situation from AITAH number 1. He only wants to be near his family. He only wants us to do things unless it's with his family, which is false. She sees my family maybe once per year. We see hers constantly. We can't visit you because he won't allow us to do anything other than see his family. Again, false. She sees my family once per year. I see her immediate family multiple times per month, and her extended family multiple times a year. He hates it here. He doesn't support me in reaching my goals. Everything was objectively painting me in a bad light. She aired out any of my private problems I have within our marriage to another person, who is not one of those trusted people that I mentioned. Don't get me wrong. Her aunt is very nice, but it's not her business getting hit with this when she visited us for the first time in over a decade. This has been a pattern with her. The last time I had friends from out of state stay over, she did the same thing. She aired out problems she had with me in front of my friends when they visited. Since then, I told her I will never have my friends stay over again. That was about 4 years ago. Haven't had friends stay since. I will not be humiliated in front of people I care about. Again, this is the isolating behavior that ties into the information from AITAH number 1. She has done this in front of her friends. When I went somewhere with her friends, she mentions things that make me insecure in front of a crowd of 5 or so of her friends. She has done the same thing in front of my friends in other situations. This happens maybe once every few years. I confront her about this. She says, if you get embarrassed that I brought it up to someone, then it should show you that what you're doing is wrong, and social accountability shapes your behavior. So, if you don't like me sharing it with other people, then don't do it. Again, I told her I don't try to isolate her from talking to people like she does with me. She can talk about problems with her close friends in the spirit of venting, asking for feedback, trying to get another perspective, etc. Not in the spirit of talking trash. Ada for feeling like she violated my privacy and betrayed me?